Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Scott Schell, and I am an independent scholar formerly associated with the University of California, Berkeley in the German department. I have a bachelor's degree in German, a master's degree in linguistics, and a PhD in Germanic linguistics. Now, in this next video, I would like to go ahead and discuss the importance of the word, work, and deed to the Saxons. So already in Fit 1, we have our noble spear-throwing advancer with his warband teaching his Yasidi the runes, right? We have Christ and his disciples where they're being taught the word of God, right? That's the correct context. Anyway, so we have Christ in this area where, at the beginning of the poem, where he carries out wonders with words and with works. So this is actually a phrase that is quite often used in the Halion. The idea of having speech have a profound effect on the outside world is rich in the Halion. In fact, we see that the word itself has an impact on the greater, Germanic scope of things even. So it shouldn't be really even specific to the Halion, but rather to the Germanic people. We see this, for example, in Fafnismál, when Sigurd slays the serpent, Fafnir, right? And Fafnir says to Sigurd, tell me your name, tell me your family name, as Fafnir is dying. And we actually get this from the narrator in the Poetic Edda. Sigurd hid his name from Fafnir because it was an old custom to believe that the words of a dying man had great power if he cursed his enemy by name. So this is direct evidence that they believed that the word was performative. You could use the word to do things. And so to see that the word is focused so much on the Halion isn't really that much of a surprise, but it allows us to understand that Weltanschauung, right? It allows us to understand that Old Saxon worldview a bit better as far as, how words are being used. So in the Halion, the orð, or word, and its grammatical variants occur about 350 times in the entire work. That's a lot, right? Just to have that one phrase, or that one noun, if you will. And especially since we're only dealing with about 6,000 lines of alliterative poetry. The formula, mit worden and mit werken, occurs in the Halion frequently as well. This Saxon formula clearly shows that the key to gaining fame is through words, works, and deeds. There's one of the examples coming to mind right now is when Christ actually turns water into wine using words, right? That's an insertion. That's not in the original Gospels. He doesn't use words to turn water into wine. So there are very interesting compounds that are in the Halion. That are word compounds, if you will, in the Halion that allows us to understand how important the word was to the Saxon. And I wanted to go ahead and talk to you about those a little bit. So we actually have orð, which is auspice. It's often translated as auspice, or the literal translation is word token. We have orðspá, which is wisdom, or literally word prophecy. Other attestations include orðjamerki, letter, or literally word markings. Orðhelpa, which is like intercession, or literally word help. Orðheiti, which is an argument, or literally word hate. Orðkviti, which is speech, or literally word speech. This is an excellent example, actually, of how the written word is greatly tied to the performative power behind speech. And we have orðvís, which is eloquent, or literally word wise. So you can see, just from having the word attached to so many different things, like auspice or prophecy, this word saying something means something. It not only means something, but it even does something. It's performative, right? So Notice also that I translated orðz as word prophecy, and word, or a literal translation is word wise. The conventional translation for this is wise. However, what's interesting about this compound is that the spal there is actually directly related to Old Norse spal, as in fólspal, right? And I also use Old Norse reconstructed pronunciation. In Icelandic, that would be like spau, but just to clarify for my audience there. And so it's directly related to fólspal, which is like prophecy of the seeress, or prophecy of the witch, or prophecy of the orði. And so to that end, spa to mean wise, it does mean wise, but it means wise in the sense of being prophetic, right? So since we're dealing with Germanic, or I should say Germanicized gospel material, it wouldn't be surprising to actually translate this more as like, word prophecy rather than wise. Even the three wise men in the Helion are said to be orðz, right? So they are known obviously for giving prophecies, and they are literally called word, or orðz, right? Word wise. So wise in the sense that they are prophetic. So the idea of like, mit orðin and mit verken being rooted in a greater Germanic tradition is also plausible to just many of the Germanic tribes in general. And a scene that comes to mind is actually from Hávamál, where after Odin hangs himself on Yggdrasil for 9 nights to win the wisdom of the runes, he then goes ahead and drinks from the mead of inspiration, and he says, "Then I began to grow and to be wise, and to wax and to do well. To me came word from word, seeking the word. To me came work from work, seeking the work." So notice that we have the same formula here, right? We have the same formula in Old Norse sources as we really do in our Old Saxon sources. Odin waxed and grew, from word leading to word and from work leading to work. So the idea of the word having a profound effect on the environment is, in a sense, it's really kind of a deed in itself. I know sometimes we like to separate words from things that we actually do, things that we actually carry out, right? Those are just words. Go ahead and do something. But in a sense, they kind of are, at least in this worldview, they are kind of the same, right? If you can actually just utilize a word to do something for you, again, it shows that it's performative. So it's kind of a short video today, but what I wanted to do was just go ahead and talk about the importance of the word, work, and deed to the Saxons. And I really hope that you guys like this one. Again, if you have anything that you want to talk about in particular, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Please like the video, subscribe, and share the material. And I will see you all again next week. Take care.
Orðz oss, reda kom leva unja, agelnot I sen, I pen, hon så, till berga, Hávamál.